Alrighty. Hello, hello, and welcome everyone. I'm Max, aka Snazer. Long time no see. Haven't been streaming in a while. Um, but here we are in another stream. So welcome everyone. Hello, Vangalov. Hello, David. Very happy to see you. So, general plan is in around 1.5 hours. Um, I will. I have been given, thanks to Temper Storm, half of the Mac expansion, and I am allowed to give you a preview or release the items. Then that is happening in 1.5 hours. I have just now. I just came back. I've seen that the Pygmalion items have been also officially released. I don't know if it's all of those. I just skimmed through them, or it's half of them. Like I don't know if Kriparian got like all 10 or only 5. But this means I can like at least a little bit more talk about those as well, since they are fully released. And yeah, I can also tell a little bit about the other half of the Mac items, like very abstractly, and maybe spoil very small things that may or may not come in the upcoming patch, or what I would maybe, kind of expect there. Um, okay, so Crip only showed 5 items. That means there is like a so I didn't know who are the Pygmalion items releaser, like people that are previewing them. So I know that the other half of like the Mac items has Retromation. He will release probably tomorrow the video, and therefore that is happening tomorrow. And I already gave him my half, so he may use them as well for his video when he releases his cards, his 5 cards. He can also use mine already. But I didn't know who has the Pygmalion items. So now one of them is Crip, but I don't know who has the last 5 Pygmalion items. So I need to be careful when I talk about Pygmalion then. Um, anyway, good to know. Um, Other than that, I haven't been streaming. I do have been playing though, so I kept, as you can see, a little bit my rank here. But it was more like I play off stream, just like on the side while watching primarily like Counter-Strike tournaments or other people streaming. I have not been like enjoying this meta. I know that I have like at least slightly a minority position here and how I feel about the game state at the moment and the balancing and the meta. I think I ranted a little bit about it in the previous last streams. I just wait and hope it's getting better again. But if I were to stream, I would like I thought about it. I would have been converted into a salty Reynard. Like I would have been the most salty player on and streamer probably on Twitch if I would have had been streaming for the last 10 days. So I'm kinda happy, honestly, that I didn't stream because I don't want to be like a really salty, frustrated streamer per se. And I think if I were to stream this meta, I would be. It has obviously to do with me just enjoying Dewey the most and how the meta shifted. So um, so whatever, it is what it is. Nevertheless, I will stream a few Dooley games, show you how I play Dooley for the last 10 days, more or less. Um, it's like always like the same. I have like I've watched a lot of streamers. I made up a little bit my mind what I think about them. So at least now when people come and tell me about streamers, I know probably all of them, or not all of them, but like most, or like quite a few at least. Um, so that's pretty nice. And yeah, so just in general, I think the way to play Dooley these days, just like talk a little bit about it and then jam a few games, is you tempo kinging as hard as you get, right? Like after day 10, Dooley has more often than not enough toolkits to even compete with most of the alternative heroes. Like especially the stronger Vanessa or Mac build, not Vanessa and Pygmalion builds. So after day 10, I think the win rate in most cases is yeah, let's say but optimistically 20% maybe. Um, but like to win, you need to have like a kind of perfect build or have like a very generous opponent. Um, so what you do is like I do tempo king. I pick a gold skill. I hope it's something that makes me more likely to win the first day and also make it easier to win against the rogue scrapper. And then you hope for your ignition core and tempo kinging up until day 10. And the most success to get 10 wins is probably getting a perfect run. And if you're not getting a perfect run, you're already in trouble, which also makes it like super frustrating to play dually because you know the moment you start losing one or two fights, you know already you're like screwed and there's not much you can do anymore. Anyway, so I have like a run that is already like kind of doomed, but at least on paper not fully doomed. We will get our 7 wins here. I got like my fiery start. I think I have a bunch of burn items here. So generally speaking, I think we are actually in a good position. We have a lot of key pieces. Um, though no rust, no rigged. And we lost the first 2 days in this run. The first day was unfortunate because I never saw a burn item. The second day here was against a very strong one weapon build. That was a submarine with a crow's nest and a golden left or right hand. And that was unfortunately unbeatable. So we are in this position here. I do think left off core positioning is for the first few days correct here because I will never like get enough scaling happening and fights being that long. And I do have scaling in case I actually need it. Um, let's sell the chocolate. And we are good to go. So how have you guys been? How do you enjoy the game and the meta the last like week or so? And I'm very happy to have you here. Tyler, welcome, and hello, Bad Runner as well. Hello, very welcome. Very happy to have you here. I did miss streaming though. Like I didn't want to stream because of the meta. And I knew that I would have been unhappy, but I have been still playing, and I still missed streaming. So yeah, I'm happy to be back. And now finally, like I really I didn't know, but I was like strongly expecting a patch last week, like just like my wrong expectation. Okay, it was wrong in hindsight, obviously. Um, but I expected kind of a patch, so I was like a little bit like sad because obviously this was not my meta. Um, so yeah, but now on Wednesday there is a new patch. Um, so far, um, there are I have like I have no knowledge about like many balance changes, which means probably I will like have to play something else when I want to stream the next week. I will like if Dooley is not getting changes, I will probably if I stream not stream Dooley. Because if I wanna like I do think like Dooley has like very limited options. It's just like click a few buttons, do exactly the same, no skill involved, or not much skill involved in my opinion, and then pray for the best outcome. Anyway, we will see about that in a couple days. But I will be streaming next week. And I will try um to stream. So yeah, I'm gonna stream next week. That's a promise. We will see how long I can endure. And whether the direction is going back towards what I prefer or not. Um, I will give the game quite a bit more time before I be like, okay, this is not my game in the long run. Because for me, the game has to be like, okay, let's ramble a little bit about it before I go on with this, okay? So, especially since we do not have skill-based matchmaking, right? We don't have like any sort of um, matchmaking rating. We have no MMR in that particular way. There is like no fixed matchmaking. Especially since that is the case, the game should be able that the best players, like for all I care, let's take Rarish and Sixten and Metal. the best players, like the absolute best players that are streamers that are there, um, they should be like really, really consistently win against the average player that you are on average facing. And sometimes you find a good player that high rolled, sometimes you find a player that is really good. But you should win most of your matches. And if that is not the case, that's a game direction that I do not prefer. And then I will probably in the long run maybe decide against it. But so far, the core idea of this game is amazing. I do like this game. There is nothing to be worried that I will be gone anytime soon. It's just like last ramble here a little bit about this meta, and now focusing on the game. Okay, I'll try to. So, I would pick here always the haste item. We're looking for haste items. Haste is like we need engines to just like faster charge our core. Um, Probably like early on the drill is not really good on the board. Later on, the drill is better on the board, and the rocket launcher is better on the board. This one is anyway just a very temporarily item. It gets a little bit of support by the defense grid that we already have at silver. But the reason why it's at silver is because I tend to click a lot more the skill options in the middle, like the lost grade options. And the reason for that is like you need to high roll basically, and skills are high roll potential. So for that reason, we're gonna pick like a lot of skill options. We're gonna like try to high roll basically. The game is more of on Dooley's side. You need to force kind of the high roll. Anyway, this gets like welding torch gets support by the silver defense grid here. Haste item is no matter what we want to do. I mean that's economy item. I wouldn't buy it, but I will not sell it necessarily. It's always gold chocolate for the extra health. I do like up until like day, I don't know, depends on how it looks. But up until like day 6 or 7, I do like transforming a chocolate if the alternative node is not really good. Like I would probably go to an Andy on day 5, then transforming a chocolate. But on day 3 already, I would transform the chocolate even over an Andy because the access to gold items that early is rather powerful. And at worst, it's economy that you're lacking since you picked the gold skill. And at best, you get like a early golden metronome or fiber optics. Um, so we are keeping one of them. And I do think we're beating a Hydra dude here. We have like a million burn. You don't like other characters? I mean, not really. The honest answer is I have like a really strong attachment towards Dooley. Um, so I have been like very, 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 very much enjoying Dooley in comparison to all the other characters. But it's more about the playstyle than the yeah, it's about the playstyle. Like I'm not particularly thinking that like yeah, yeah. I do like Dooley the most because of the playstyle it initially has. But we will see. I might play the upcoming other characters for the expansions, so Pick and Mac. Um, when Dooley, especially when Dooley has no changes. A freeze helps quite a bit in the long run. This helps a little bit to start faster, but I don't even have an Uzi, and especially like a freeze is really helpful. Like freezing a little bit, buying yourself time, especially in the late game or like after the mid game at least. Like freeze is like one of the most powerful skills, obviously. Don't have like a gold items here. Gold items. I don't have bronze items. I mean here. So I'm gonna go to B1, B2. Since the drill is the future item and the rocket launcher, it will be out in the next couple days for sure. I'm gonna up the drill here. Gonna go for small items. Coolant is the only like actually freeze item that I still run, which means I'm not running in absolutely most cases isocoric freezer or the blue beetle. I do think both of these items are not good, and especially if you compare the numbers, the coolant is often faster or like the same speed, but it enables often more freezes. It's like a lot more powerful if you charge it with the fiber optics. It has no conditions on the freeze itself in comparison to the isocoric freezer. And on top, there's a lot of burn around, and you're giving yourself at least a little bit more time against burn. we want to transform this first, so we may want to can sell this, maybe sell this. Um, we are selling now for the beginning, the orbital thingy here, because we definitely want to look at the items. There is an Uzi. I want to have an Uzi, and I think it's already time to consider at least this welding torch out. We may want to hold on to it and not run the drill. The drill has not a lot of activations yet. That has to be said. I feel like I'm gonna maybe like this. Uh, the rocket launcher. Let's put the rocket launcher to the right. Seems reasonable. I'm gonna sell this since we want to transform the diamond item first, and if we were not hitting, even transforming the diamond item maybe twice or three times. Um, Positioning seems fine now. Um, Looks good. Do you think they should re-enable option to deactivate card packages? No. Um, I I think it was a hasty decision in the beginning to have this toggle in the first place. Um, and since they changed and reverted it, I'm really happy because I fully bought into the philosophy that in the long run we just have an organically ever growing pool of items, and then creativity is the more deciding factor over I don't know. I should win this though. Um, Creativity is the deciding factor over forcing stuff. So I do prefer a world that is like still not happening, but I would prefer a world where items are a little bit less polarizing and balanced, and then a world where we have like a lot of good options and you have like this creativity. Like the issue with that is at the moment that our like Dooley particular has the issue that there are way too less good items, and for the other classes there are sometimes also, even if the quality of items is a little bit higher, that there are like really over dominating items. But if we're like balancing a little bit, you know, around, I think like a world where you have like 10, 15 very good, like equally, like kind of equally good builds um, on each hero, I think that is an amazing world. And as long as like items have like a basic like degree of compatibility where each each item still like has like sort of synergy with other items and not only their um, expansion but like with other items as well. I think that's pretty good. Like the initial bugs, for example, they were like obviously like a core thing with Dualtron, but they're like still have like a lot of synergy with other dually items. So or had like I mean they still have, but they're not really good anymore. But you know the general idea. So no, I think that is in itself a good idea. That's a skill that is probably never gonna get used. I mean, the only reason to use it is to say we may gonna force field, and then I think the upside is better than the downside. Since there's not like a rig that I really want to upgrade. Like if I had rigged in this skill bar here, I wouldn't pick it because I want to like force or like increase my odds on upgrading on a Grandmaster rigged. But since I don't have rigged and I don't care if my right hand ever gets upgraded, I might as well take it. Since there is like a small chance to play the old force field build. I mean, a silver defense grid is not good enough on its own, but you know, it's like a fallback, and it's also helping us to have like maybe a little bit better of a win condition after day 10. Not necessarily fully, but it can get there. It's actually like one of the few bugs I sometimes still gonna use. Let's go for Kina here. I do think DJ Robot is not good enough anymore. I don't like going towards DJ Robot Dualtron builds. I know they're like, if you have them the full build, you still like are decently powerful. The issue is you're not having like really good or consistent lines to get there. Already very early. Money is okay-ish. Let's go. I'm gonna roll. I like the high roll potential here of like getting like golden items. Those two are pretty good. I'm gonna have technically both. So let's see. Um, we will find the money. The coolant is a little bit more important, I would say, but I'm convinced we may be able to find the money there. So I need to find 7 gold. See, we found the money. For now, this seems to be like the board I would run. I still think we're not having enough activations for the power drill necessarily. That drill comes in later. It's not an acute like a item that is needed to be run early. I still like to pick it up because it's really hard to find later on. Diamond battery, probably better than one of the items I have, since we are putting it on the rocket launcher. Um, I don't know whether I want to run an Uzi or a coolant. I think I want to run a coolant, honestly. I hope they add some good non-weapon mech items that work with library. I like library builds a lot. Yeah. I mean, spoiler here. I think the absolute majority of the new mech expansion items were not weapons. Um, it was so yes. And I think the like spoiler here. I do think the Pygmalion items in general are rather good. They're solid. They are fitting a niche of giving not Mac, Pygmalion, giving Pygmalion some probably some like helping out with like at least partly some weaknesses. So that is what the Pygmalion items is gonna do. But the Mac items are more unique in a way that they have like their own very specific archetype and are pretty cool. They're fun. Okay, I mean they're we will see if there's like still too strong or not. But what is clear is they are fun, and it's a new archetype, and um, it's actually probably a lot closer to Dooley, the archetype, than um, we had previously seen Mac items. Like Mac has been feeling a lot like sort of hybrid Pick and Vanessa, and the new expansion feels a lot like Dooley-ish, sorta, at least. Let's take money here. I don't like the toys. And money now is better than not having money now. Like in the later days, you don't need the money, you need it early. Do you know if Mac or Pick items come first in the battle pass? I don't know if the like I'm not gonna like I may have an idea, but I will not say anything because it may even be changing, right? Like I don't know if it's like fixed or not, or if it's still up for discussion, like internally at Tempo. So there is no world where I'm gonna answer that and give that information out. So that's not mine to share. And unless it's public knowledge, I'm not gonna comment on this. Like that's up to Tempo. But so my staging server access has been working lately again. So I have seen, yes, but not gonna technically talk about that. Alrighty, it's always gold skills for me here in this position. I do think Frozen Synapse is amazing since we are already having a golden coolant. So at absolutely bare minimum, we're gonna run one coolant there. Um, I think chocolate has parsed a little bit. so I can go for Andy here. That's a good upgrade. I like it. We are primarily looking for a metro and a few upgrades and fiber optics. Those are the items we are looking for. So I want to mandala here a little bit around. I want to go shopping at JJ. Honestly, I don't have the chocolate here to mandala. It's now day 6, so mandala is falling off. And I can also get golden items at JJ. And so for me, this is a clear situation where I can now go JJ. But up until day 5, 6-ish, I do prefer mandalas quite a bit. I think this looks still like the board I want to run. A little bit slow on the start, but quite a bit of defense line, so we are fine. Happy to hear that you solved the issue, David, there. Yeah. Um, I mean, you said just like the Discord was a little bit inactive, and I mean, there wasn't much posting, especially on my side. So I thought you meant that. Now I realize. Yeah, it's a like I wouldn't say fully confusing. It's like sort of customs on most Discord servers, I think. But happy that it worked out there, David. So, I don't really particularly need to upgrade the Uzi, nor the rocket launcher, or the drill. Like, it's not something that it has a high priority. So I go to aerodrome, roll once or twice, and then those stop really early because it's super expensive and my money is not that big. I think Curious pretty good. Like rocket boots here are absolutely amazing. The salamander is fine. If I had like 30, 40 more gold here, we're gonna buy all the small items and take the small increments of increase on damage and whatever. But I cannot afford that, so we're just gonna roll here. Still looking obviously for the rocket boots. I will put this on the core because the core is the one item I always know will stay on the board. Um, I'm not so certain whether I want to run Icicle or not, but I do prefer, generally speaking, Icicles available. They are a nice, they can like, be like Holster's Light. They can get like an haste enchant, and that's pretty good. They can help you start a little bit earlier in the late game. So I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't have the money here for one CDR, right? Like, it's 2 gold for one CDR. I mean, okay. Well, that's like already questionable. Let's go shopping. Still have like a little bit of money. So no, Stale will not be released this patch. That is certain. So I mean that I can spoiler you. There is no new hero this patch on Wednesday. I don't know what the actual timeline is. I'm pretty sure Tempo have had talked about it. Which heroes come and what time to be expected there. Like just like general ideas, but I don't fully remember even at the moment. So, but I can tell you it's not on this patch. That is coming on Wednesday. Alrighty, let's go Midsworth. I still get like a nice and little refund here on my this one, and I get a refund here. That's pretty good. Gonna buy a crypto. I don't like a soldering gun anymore. It's not good enough. It's too slow. It's only an item you would run basically around the same priority as the rocket launcher. And it's already day 7, like the rocket launcher it's close to being out and probably it's now out. Um, so let's see. We are found our metro. Um, and this means we are probably gonna run the drill and metro next to the firefly is amazing. Which means also we're still at mid, no, we're at Andy, okay, but probably gonna sell these items here. So I think this is our flex spot for now. And maybe this, like these 2 items are the next one that would leave the board. They are like pretty okay-ish, for all I care. Um, No need to sell anything. It's never a black spider. And um, nothing to see here. So looking at recent shop teasers, I would say so. What are the teasers there? I don't fully remember. Do we know who is rank 1? Yes, it's Reynards 99. Um, that we know. Yes. And Sikilala 38. Thank you so much for the Prime. Thank you for your generous support. Very happy to have you here. Hope you're having a great day. And thank you so much. No, it's Reynards. Something something like this is I think his tag, if I remember correctly. So medium items, 11 gold is pretty good. Crypto is probably gonna changing a little bit. Not like a little bit. It's just like it's more accurate in the future maybe. So let's go for metal. I have 20 gold, so I could afford the scrap metal. Drill upgrade. I think we're drilling enough to justify the drill upgrade. Like it's still like significantly damaged. Like the drill is proccing often. Don't want to use that. We're gonna go here. Don't want to use a mandala there. That's a good upgrade. I don't mind. I think nitro is not better than the items I already have. So let's clean a little bit up here. We are easily beating the dragon. They were kinda airship shops teased like 2 videos back. Okay, okay. How much? We beat the dragon here. Yeah, we easily beat the dragon. Like, no biggie. So the thing is, like, we're gonna get here to our 7 wins, but it's like really not, let's say, clear what happens after that, right? Let's phrase it that way. So let's talk about this. This is like a decision that you could actually talk about. So there are like multiple, I would say, reasonable angles here. So we have a burn enchant. That's pretty okay, right? We can like double our output on the ignition core. That's reasonable. That's a reasonable thing. We could also probably discuss to put it on the drill itself to have like more drill procs. The initial burst is not that much weaker. It's just falling off though because this is not getting scaled. I've seen like a few people actually put a burn enchanted drill right off the core, and I have never tried it myself, but it always looked weak, and I think it's not correct because you want to have the drill to charge your core and not the drill right off the core. I think that is straight up a mistake. Um, Nevertheless, you could burn enchant probably the drill. Very small fun fact here. If that was slow, I would put it on the metro without um any sort of other considerations because it's double charging the red firefly and it's like going so fast then all of this, and that wins you that gives you a chance to go fast enough in the late game. Nevertheless, last option is to go on the artist on the core, and the reason is you need one of two enchants to have like a little bit of a better chance in the late game. You're not winning against the crazy stuff, okay? Like you're not winning against Ice Club, you're not winning against Bees, you're not winning against a Femur, and you're probably also not winning against a CAC. Or like very strong one weapon builds. You just don't. I mean, okay, well, we may have a chance here with like 2 freezes, but probably not. But there's like this let's say a bunch of stuff builds that you still encounter after day 10, right? bunch of stuff is everything that is not like crazy scaling or one shot. And those, to win those with heal and shield, you are having so much more survivability because it's 10 times the burn, and then you scale the heal and shield quite fast on the core. That you can win quite a bit of matchups there because you can stack then. If you just survive enough, you're just stacking enough burn on your opponent and you're scaling enough burn on your ignition core. So those are the two best enchants for all I care. Like if I can choose left icy and right I get heal or shield, I'm gonna pick heal and shield. Both have like a little bit of a downside. Shield has like the upside you can scale past your health. Heal has the upside you're more sustainable against like poison builds. Like there's still like a few poison builds around on Mac and Vanessa. Anyway, I feel like we are in a position where we want to gamble on the ignition core here. So I want to gamble here for heal and shield. That's shiny, right? It's definitely better than the burn. So happy for that. Let's see. Are my skill options to upgrade? I mean, like the best one would be defense grid, and then it's already like going downhill. Probably the second best is Frostfire, but I don't have like many good skills to upgrade. But it's also just a JJ, so we may as well look here and see. I mean, that's the defense grid upgrade. That's like, the best of all the upgrades I can hope for. If I had more money, sure, Aerodrome is interesting, but like I do have a little bit of money, but it's not that much, so sure as hell. Gonna roll. There was a blue beetle. I will ignore that. So Omega Rays have been okayish. Like they help you scale a little bit extra on the ignition core. Like 2 extra burn means just like basically upgrading this to diamond. But I do not feel that this helps us more win fights here. I think our scaling is already, due to this being shiny, quite good. And I rather have like a little bit more control from the freezes. Is it confirmed the random enchant artist doesn't give obsidian? I don't know. I have to think about that. Whether I see I play so much, I should have um actually I might have not seen that. I don't know if it's confirmed. Um the more like the since you asked the question, I have tried to remember if I ever got obsidian from the artist, and the answer is like I don't know. It seems like not. I can't remember, and I mean I still play quite a few games per day, and I quite like use the artist quite a few times per day. So there might be actually that that is a true statement. For me, it's always Simon here. Worst case, I get an upgrade on the core. Best case, I get probably freeze. Think like the extra slow is kind of fine. It's like another like enabler for the drill. It slows down a little bit my opponent. I think we're gonna go with that. Why no slow bug? Because it's not doing enough. Um, it's we don't have like multiple things. Okay, so one thing is the slow bug got like nerfed, right? It's like it's heavily nerfed, so it has not that many targets anymore. And that makes a huge difference. Um, Second of all, since we're not playing bugs, I would have to, allocate it on the board, and it's like very not fitting the board, right? Like I don't want I rather have my haste. It has one more activation. It's diamond, so that was like I think a silver bug in the first place. Even if it was gold, it's not like it's not many targets. Like this one is hasting more targets, which means more dual activations. And then this is the spot where the black spider could be, right? Like there is no world where I'm not having the metro next to the firefly and the drill. There's no world where this is not like a very sad positioning. So the black spider just like doesn't have a space, and the black spider is just like super weak. Like it's totally nerfed. It's I'm not I've been playing Dually all day. Like not all day. I have not playing as much, but I've been playing for the last 10 days, probably still quite a few games per day. I don't think I can remember running a black spider unless it was like a day 2 black spider that I got out of the chocolate and I needed to have stuff in the first place on the board. I don't know about 5 year or Goldie. The issue with Goldie is our money is not great, but I mean we're not rolling, but we do roll. Who do I kid? Like I want to have my chance for fiber optics. At Diamond, the bomb squad is pretty good. At Gold, it's okay-ish, but I think we're already past the bomb squad situation. And the reason why that is because I have better items. Like I don't need many more haste activations. I think we're pretty good on the haste activations. Um, and it's also hard to fit it here in case we're still saying this has to be like these items here on the right are more or less undiscussable. And I think the answer is still yes. I also don't care for the Uzi. Like it's the thing is, in most cases I'm not running Uzis anymore, since an Uzi per se means we do not have um a drill activation from the Uzi itself. Um so yeah, burn is insane. Yeah, the burn, like, sure. This is like a high roll, but it's still not a high roll that I think is good enough to say comfortably that we're gonna get our 10 wins. Like, there is still like a lot of stuff we have to get, and even then, I'm still like not thinking my odds are above like any 50% or whatever after they tend to win any fight. It's just it's crazy. Anyway, when you heal, charge a shield. Yeah, the thing is with the shields, right? Let's take some money here over Isla. We don't need any weapons or weapon upgrades. I'm for sure gonna go and look for other hero items. So there's a small discussion. We have two options. We can go on the left for Vanessa. She has primarily holsters, which are crazy, and she has a Clamera that I would just pick up and maybe utilize in the long run, in the very late game. But we would need to have like a lot stronger board, and then one to run Clamera. Like basically, if this drill is self-charging enough, then we are more in a situation to justify Clamera. Now it would just like let us start maybe very slightly faster, but then we're falling off too hard from the Clamera at the moment. So it's like a potential future item. The holsters though are way too good. Um, Alternatively, since we are having like a golden coolant and a silver coolant, there is a good argument to go for the, I don't know what it's called anymore, like the get an extra 3 second item from Mac. So that's the alternative. Um, I do think Vanessa has like holsters, and I think holsters is way too good to pass here. Sapphire, yeah, it's called Sapphire, exactly. That's the name of the item. Alrighty, that's my board. Don't think there is much to say about that. I feel like decently strong for day 9 here. So let's hope we're getting away. We have like a little bit of defenses with the defense grid. We have 2 coolants here. And that's a shield drill, so, you know, give and taken. But then I have a shiny core, so I don't think you're getting there. So let's I mean, look, fair enough. I have a shiny core. That is um crazy strong, right? But I want to talk a little about positioning stuff here. I think there is a little bit too, like, since, you know, I haven't been streaming in a while, let's make it a educational situation here. By the way, I've been seeing quite a few other people's play, and I have been often disagreeing with plays. So let's talk a little bit about here. Now, since I have like the room to, you know, be the guy who's like, well, I would have done it differently. Okay, so I have basically seen streamers do more or less what this person has done, okay? And I wanna talk about that. So I think the first big mistake this person made, and it's I can say he did it, right? And that's like a common issue, is for whatever reason, like some people don't want to hear it, decided here to enchant the drill. I think that is in the past there were reasons to enchant the drill. It was a different patch, different reasons. You did have good reasons to do that. That is past for multiple reasons. Okay? The main reason why this is past and is the core in previous iterations did not self-scale. Now cores are self-scaling, and the ignition core in particular, that is probably the most consistent and one of the strongest core, has crazy numbers on the scaling, especially for heal and shield, but even for all the other enchants as well. So, it is absolutely wrong to enchant the drill. A shield enchanted core is so much better than a drill. I mean, there are exceptions, right? If you have like a lot of freezes and you have like what's called a shatter and you have a lot of freezes and fiber optics and whatever. Sure, sure. Don't get me wrong. There's a 1 in 100 situations where it's correct to have it on the drill. But in absolutely most cases, you want to enchant your core. There is no good reason not to do this anymore. You're not like struggling that much with like activations on the drill, and your core is like your damage dealer. Your core is just like the scaling. Your core is the main thing. Like, don't enchant the drill here, okay? That was like for sure. Like, there's only one enchanted item. He's the level 11, so I can assume he enchanted the drill, and I very very strongly think it was wrong. Like I'm plain simple as saying it's wrong, right? Um, the next thing I think is sketchy is if you say you're just like look at my numbers, right? You can see that the drill's gonna go quite a bit fast, okay? And that means that you want to have your metronome and the drill next to the firefly. Um, I even go so far that if I have my first enchant, I'm gonna say I will find another enchant. I will die anyway, whatever. The way that I want to do is like I slow enchant my metronome first. If I have these items, this comp is carrying like super strong, especially if the metronome is slow enchanted. But even without it, it's super strong. So I disagree with this positioning. I think you don't want to run a Uzi anymore. You want to run something that is activating your drill, and you want to have the metronome next to the firefly. I do think this item here, you can see, it has not enough impact anymore. I think, unfortunately, it's fully and unreasonably overnerfed. So, in case you don't need to run it, don't run it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he had like absolutely horrible shops, but assumingly he had like the average outcome of shops, I do think this item here, it's not worth picking up, nor is it worth to run here. The 2 activations is not enough. Same goes, unfortunately, for the soldering gun. It is not like charging, it's not like getting charged, it's like, it's too slow. It's too clunky, it's too slow, it's a mini rocket launcher, and past a 6, 7, you really want to have better items that have more impact. Because the core will take care of the damage with the drill, and you just want to have like support. And this is not a good support item. It's not it has not enough impact. So this is what this person did, and I think what this person could have done better, what I would have done differently, and I'm fully convinced that he would be stronger if he decided to go a little bit of different directions there. And hello, Martinez. Welcome, welcome. Very happy to have you here. 16 gold is not the most, but we still want to look here a little bit. Okay. So, like, how do we feel about a toxic blue beetle? I still think it's bait. So it's one more activation for the drill. It's a separate activation because it's poison. We're not using that. but that's about it. I still like the freeze numbers. Like compare the freeze numbers. Like it's in the end after 6 seconds, right? Um, After 6 seconds, you get 1 second of freeze, right? This year gives me 1 second of total freeze after 5 seconds. That's a second faster, and it cleanses half my burn, which is still helping me quite a bit. In case there's like a lot of burn coming my way, like let's say there's a VAT or um, a QoS, or any big burn stuff coming my way, I I can like defend myself with like two um coolants. So there is more reason to do this. I know it's like a little bit more procs on the drill, but I'm not like completely starving for drill procs in this situation, so I wouldn't even pick this one up. Question is if I want to roll, but I can't afford it. Like if there's like a fiber optics now, for example, it's outside my budget if I roll there, so I might as well not. Let's go to Cav. Sometimes, he has like a shield enchanted item that I want. And yeah, I hope also for a new meta soon. We will see what's coming. I mean, at least there will be expansions to play. So I'm looking forward to those. um, like we will see about how the meta shifts and if there are also more changes. I'm still like hoping a little bit for a little bit of changes on Dooley, like buffs on Dooley. Um, yeah. You still firm believer of skill start. I'm absolutely believe that the skill start is necessary on Dooley because it's still like the same argument. The argument is after day 10 you have like not many options to win anymore, so you really need to maximize your potential early. I think Relax is better than Akina here. And then we go for Midsworth. Roll the Midsworth for potentially fiber optics. We could discuss this Omega Ray over our silver coolant because that's we put it on the right of the core, right? But that means our core is like 50% faster scaling. I think that's reasonable here. That's a big number. GPU is only 2 seconds. We do have a lot of haste going around anyway. This looks doable. Like, let's hope for the best. Are you more interested with the new Mac or pick items? I so yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. I think it's mixed because the items on Mac definitely look more fun, but I do think there is a chance that um Pygmalion is just like getting especially buffed on parts on the weaknesses that Pygmalion has with the expansion. And then there is a world where Pygmalion is just like really consistent. It's already kind of consistent, and if you get like a little bit more mid-rangey stuff, potentially, um, then you are in a very good spot on pick. But the fun part is the mech items. Um, the issue there though is the following with items on Mac. They are not like completely, but more of a package of new mechanics and synergy, which means you really just like playing at least a little bit more towards finding your expansion items. And that is obviously something that you can sometimes achieve, but sometimes you don't achieve. And the support, well, it's still like mech themed and stuff. It's not like crazily, it's not like generic items, right? It's a new sort of archetype. So if you want to support your archetype, you just want to find the full archetype. And then we will see how good it feels. I mean, yeah, let's say it that way. So I'm like more interested though for the mech items, and I think they are more fun to play. I will play quite a bit on the real server the mech items. That's another golden omega ray for free on the board. And then I want to go for Curio. We're gonna up this. I'm not like really rich to buy that, but I want to buy it anyway. In case I will stumble into a slow enchant. Ooh, that is, the rocket boots are absolutely gorgeous here on the Mantis. And we're gonna take a little bit of stuff here. Yep, looks fine. We're gonna go to the dig site and taking the first good item or economy item. I think none of these are good items, and economy is like 20 gold or something. Sure, let's take the 12 gold and call it a day. You see. So Shamster is talking um about the positioning there on the gold skills versus income start. I do think it is way too important to win the early days there, and it's I think a little bit more than only day one to be fair. So I would prefer having my income there, my gold skill there, not the income. But sure. Where do they put up info on incoming items? I checked Discord and Twitter, no available. Um, so like, who do you mean by that? Like Tempo? Tempo has not announced yet. They give like some streamers and content creators. I know from Retromation, Creparian, and me the preview items to share, and then we are sharing them, and then they probably land on Twitter and some Google Docs, and the announcement for the patch and stuff is just coming on Wednesday probably, and patch notes are released lately only after the patch is actually released and not beforehand anymore. I'm gonna roll here for primarily scrap metal. Let's go with loot. Yeah, I'm gonna probably after this game, like maybe make a small break and then talk a little bit about the or like show the mech items. I mean, it's like bad to show before I said I will show it, so maybe I should not do that. Maybe we'll start another run and then make it in between. When are you showing your items? In 25 minutes around. I said like 14 14 o'clock my time, so yeah. Do you think Dooley is the strongest this patch? No. I think Dooley is a second weak like I think I mean it's like an internal debate where every hero is, but it's very clear that Vanessa and Pygmalion are on the stronger half, and Dooley and Mag are on the weaker half. And then there is probably close between each of those, whether those two on the top and those two on the bottom, where which is positioned. But it is absolutely clear that Dooley is in the bottom half, and Vanessa and Pygmalion are on the upper half. Oh, look here for fiber optics. Fiber optics makes my life so much harder. So the reason why this is harder is because I need to split up my loft comp here in the middle for now, if I want to go this way. Like I love this comp here in the middle, but if I run this fiber optics, I need to split up, right? Like the drill has to be on this, and then something like this or this. I do think this may be stronger. Is it that much stronger though? I'm not fully certain. If this was like a diamond, sure. But since it's not diamond, I'm not even sure it's that much stronger. Let's go with this. Do you default ignition core every game? Yes. Um, what need to be offered? Nothing. Like I go default ignition core. The issue is, while like other cores have like nice builds, um, you are not as strong in the mid game on other cores than in comparison to an ignition core. And it's still like the issue that you are in a lottery after day 10, because without like very specific items, you are not getting guaranteed or likely your 10 wins. If you lose like 3 rounds in the mid game, you have a hard time. So I think like we got lucky on the shiny core. The last second to last match against the Pygmalion, for example. I think we just like got lucky that we have like that much burn scaling that fast that we won that fight. I think it was like rather strongish opponent and in general an unfavored matchup. It was my first game of the day. I was this morning outside. So let's just like start another run for like 20-ish minutes, and then we are then start to make um, a break, and I'm gonna release a little bit the Mac items, talk a little bit about them, how they are feeling, what are potential builds, and so on. Or like not potential builds, but you know, you get an idea. I will talk a little bit about them, and then I may or may not spoiler this or that. For me, it's a cold start. Like I said, I'm fully convinced. Like I'm not like, just like to be very clear, I do not like that this is the best start, but I do think it's the best start. It's for me always burn. It's not falling off that fast. And I'm gonna go to middle. I'm gonna roll. It's basically a rocket launcher. Um, Now the question is if I wanna take this friend here. Um, that was like another like not this friend, but like something else than a lizard. I would instantly take it. The lizard is probably a rather weak friend, but I will hate myself if I not take it and then need it. Because, you know, the thing is, the most important part after this now is to make sure we're leveling past, um, like to level 3 on day 2. That is something, spoiler, that is something that is gonna get changed a little bit, probably. I mean, at least there is a high chance that um, we are having not it that easy and consistently anymore to get to level 3 on day 2 on the next patch. That's a skill angle already. Ooh, nice skill. And see, now I'm really happy about the lines I took, right? I mean, it's a hindsight argument, but it was like, in hindsight, good to take this skill. No one is gonna go and tell me that it was not a good skill. And it was really good to take this friend, because now I can take here my friend event, and I'm guaranteed level 3 by the end of day 2. I'm also probably already on the stronger side, so we are like really, really happy here. So there are chances that Reina talked about the mountain pass, the risk should be riskier and changing. And that is the mountain pass is getting a small change. And also there is a chance that there are more fights in general. And that also means you're maybe not having a guaranteed rogue scrapper anymore. And well, rogue scrapper is a thankful fight, right? Like in general speaking, if I see like a rogue scrapper on the right side, I'm like happy. Um, but if that is not guaranteed, life is tough. So, do we want to look for weapons here? I think like the drill is the the stuff I want to look for. I would take a Uzi and a drill basically. I don't need to take the XP here. I'm not like completely against taking XP, but the drill is the reason I want to go here. So if I take this and roll, would have to sell the lizard, but you know what? Who cares about the lizard? He paid for itself. We got our XP. Alrighty, this looks like a good run. Like I'm having a good feeling. This is gonna go as smooth as it gets, right? Like we are having like one of these Hyrule runs. Like obviously the one thing that I don't have yet is my ignition core. But assuming I get also my ignition core, chances are 5 and 6, right? I'm having a absolute blast. I have a gold skill, I have a rocket launcher, I have rust, I have viper, I have drill, I have the lash out skill, I have defense grid. Man, I'm in that big of a cruise mode here. Like we are on the verge of getting there. I don't like Andy. I like a haste item. Oh, dream dually run. This is a dream dually run. Not gonna lie. Hmm. Yeah, it's GG. Like on the other hand, if you're getting this, it's like it's like oh man, it's like cruise control. Like you're just like I have everything. I mean, I still have like even though I'm frustrated with the stand on Dooley, and I do think Dooley is kind of the weakest. For 7 wins, Dooley is like super consistent, and I still have like a lot of 10 win runs, but it's like not a lot. It's just like sometimes you have a few in a row, and then you do also have a few where you don't have them, right? Like I can go like 3 4 games without 10 wins, but I can also go like 5 or 6 games with 10 wins. So it's okay. Definitely going for skills here. So I don't necessarily like this friend thing here, right? You have seen last time I had 3 friends on the last board, and 2 or 3 friends is more the amount of friends I do have these days on my most of my dually boards. And then the buddy system is not working. And I don't like for that reason picking it, because then you're stick have to stick with the buddy system here. Um I do think though 8 crit on whatever I decide to have on the right side is reasonable. It's most of the times the core anyway. Oh man, do we get the trinity of the start of the better starting skills? You know, lash out, rust, and rigged. To be fair, the more crazy ones of those are rust and rigged, right? But the runs when you get rust and rigged are like you're playing the easiest of easy mode. What would you put on the right of the core? Um, so there could have been like for now situations where I would decide to put on maybe the rocket launcher. For example, now since like it's only 2 different here, I think the rocket launcher will be on the right. In the long run, it's sometimes though it depends. It's like fiber optics targets is the answer, and whatever that may or may not be. I mean, I would like I was considering upping the drill here, but do have two spaces to fill here, and Andy is kind of good at doing that. So let's do that. Let's not be fully greedy here. It's a good Andy. We got a lot of good items. Hmm. Might have been the luckiest dually run. Yeah, this is. I mean, it's not the luckiest because we missed our rigged, but you know, close to a perfect run. Sure. Yeah, if I found a matchbox, I would put it on the right for sure. Matchbox would be on the right. Sometimes it may be very occasionally solo of a district. Um, Sometimes it would be Coolant, but I don't think Coolant gets a crit anyway. Um, I don't know. I had a hard time figuring out. It's you're more likely than not have the core on the right side. It's just like occasionally not the core. It's a gold chocolate. Now it's definitely a B1, B2 here. We have a full board. I want to up the drill. And if we're not upping the GPU is out soonish. But otherwise, the GPU will stay for a while. There are a few crits in my direction here. Not that I was like really close, but I think there were a few crits in my direction there. I think conflagration is a solid skill. Um, I'm not too. Ooh, that's good. I'm not too greedy on the skills. Ooh, that's also a nice skill. I don't need any weapons. Like, I don't care about the Uzi upgrade that much. I will do it, upgrading it on the side if I want to run it. But I'm very occasionally only running the Uzi anyway. The rocket launcher is out soon, so there is no reason to go for an Isla here. There's just none. We're keeping the chocolate around for the mandala in case there's like Kina or something on the left and mandala in the middle, or like Isla on the left and mandala in the middle. I wanna have the option to transform chocolate. Um, let's just hope it's not critting and making my life uncomfortably. Is the health gained by leveling equal amongst characters? I think yes. I do think so. To my knowledge, it is. I'm not like fully certain there, but I assume pretty sure. I mean, I'm like 95% sure. Two burn on the core, or one burn on the core versus middle. I don't think middle has anything here. So now the question is only if I want to invest 5 of my gold for another burn. And the answer has to be no. Like, we don't have the money here. It's a luxury to do. I'm also taking a lot more monster loot these days. Again. Or getting a second round of chocolate here. Yellow rocket core, way more trigger for drill. Fair enough. Yeah, I can see that. Hello, Keepola, welcome. Haven't been able to tune for a while. Last time we were pretty down on duty. Has much changed since then, so I missed. Um, so So the question is, if anything changed on my feeling towards Dooley. Not really. I got like a little bit better. Like I use Mandala a little bit more. I take a little bit different lines, but it hasn't changed much. Um, I've been just like grinding off stream a little bit Dooley, but also it was more like I played the game on the side, and then I watched mainly some other streams. If there was like Counter Strike, I watched that or something else. So I'm just like grinding as a something's like something on the side. Um, but I haven't been like streaming because the reason I haven't been streaming in a while is it's not that much like fun to play at the moment in comparison to the heights. Um, and hello, Kotarux, welcome, welcome. Sell an Uzi. We could consider selling the rocket launcher, but that's like hasty, right? Like I need one item to compensate more, and we're not getting to 7 and up to gold core. Like the main indicators to get rid of the rocket launcher is if you either have like a little bit of better items or you have like a golden core, then you can like start ditching rocket launchers. Do I even want to like reroll here on this overpriced JJ reroll? I don't think so. I'm not rich enough. What are some streamers you recommend to learn from? I think like Metal Phoenix and Rarish are um, at the moment the two streamers I think play the best that are streaming. I think those two are exceptionally well playing. And like especially on other characters play a lot better than me. Like if I would play the characters um I would play worse. And they are definitely better on other characters. So yeah, very, very good players to learn from. Phoenix also has like made an effort on a few guides on YouTube, and they have been also pretty good. So what does my economy say? Turbo item to go for? Maybe. Economy is mixed. Quixel is a little bit expensive. I think for that reason, we may want to go for working on the docks here. And then let's make space for one last round of chocolate, maybe. Probably. 5 or 10. Let's say we are 2 times on the gold chocolate, so one last time here on the silver one. I think we are good enough to go for the infernal here. Will be. I mean, it's not close. It's a little bit scary, but it's not really close. I think we shouldn't see previous builds of opponents, because the issue there is if you're pivoting then your build to adapt to your opponent, the pool of ghost are not like what is the average strongest build, but what is the strongest build against a very specific opponent, which means then the next person that faces you sees you're just like having a lot of tech items, and then like it's like kind of diffusing the pool of ghosts. So for that reason, I don't think it's good to give you the option to see pre-fight your opponent. All right. We are getting a fight on ledge here. I think we having chances very slightly to beat that since we are bursting a lot. I think one change I want to do is I want to run the Uzi over the GPU here. There's like one less drill activation, but also one less charging on the whatever the item on ledge is called. And since it's only bronze, it's not giving me too many losses on the charging on the ignition core itself. I think we need to scale the rocket launcher as well. Um, so probably we go like this. We're are a little bit slow in general speaking. We're making up by having a little bit more health here than usual. It's doable. I would have preferred a little bit more hasty, faster triggering stuff here to feel comfortable. But in the end, this is what we're having. We will see. I mean, it's a golden core. I think that is. We are good. We are good, right? We are so good. Perfect. Would you use the necro item? No, I think it's too slow, unfortunately. Me, it's always gold skills because I have been burned so often by the burn skills, like getting just like bronze and silver averagely burn skills, that I don't like it anymore. So this is like 5 charges on the drill. It's also like 10 crit, and it's slowing my opponent. I think it's a fine skill to take. We're having a mandala here. I think we wanna look once in the pickle here. The alternative would have been medium and large items, and there are not many of those anyway. Alrighty, let's take that fight, and then it's 2 o'clock. I will take a very small break, and then I will be back, and we are gonna talk about and I will release a little bit my items I have to share. I'll be right back, 1 second. Alrighty, I am back. Okay, we won. Pretty good. Nice, nice. Um, so let's end this like game for a little bit and get over to the fun part here. So I got 5 items from the 10 items that are getting in for Mac. It's their first expansion that Mac gets. It was kind of like stated by Tempo, it was delayed. So we get previously just like the initial Mac, and now we are getting our expansion for Mac, our first one. It's an expansion that I can say is like really fun. It feels good. It feels like a little bit dually-ish. Um, and it's kind of strong. And I think it's really cool for the game. I am very thankful for Tempo to give me the opportunity to release and preview them and talk a little bit about them. I had I do can say though I had also the privilege to see a little bit about how they playing, since my staging server access has been working lately again. So yeah, I will show you first the art and then the initial cards. I will show you the first 5 cards that I get to release and preview. The other half is getting released by Retromation. I think his plan was to release a video tomorrow. He will also already have seen or has seen already my cards, so he may can give you like a full overview about the cards then, including mine. So yeah, I'm gonna spoil a little bit first, and then we're looking at the cards. So the theme is evolving around poisoning, self-poisoning, and regeneration. That's like the archetype playstyle that the Mag expansion will offer. All of the cards are fitting that theme. And it's like it's strong, it's interesting. It's also obviously something that can be you need to be careful that you're not killing yourself, obviously. So it's an interesting expansion. So let me open up, and we're gonna look at the arts, and then we go through the cards. So I got this. I will release them on my Discord later, and then you can have them. So this is a Adrenal Converter. That was a very strong item. This is the Venomous Dose. It's a pretty powerful item as well. All of the items feel like really good. We have a Wild Quillback here, and the Rapid Injector. I think those are the cards I got. Maybe one more. Oh, one more. Peace Rod. So those are the arts. Now let's look at the cards. So the first card is the Rapid Injection System, and it's a passive item. It says when you poison yourself, poison 4. So it's when you poison yourself, poison 4. And when you use an adjacent item, poison yourself for 4 and gain 2 regeneration for the fight. So basically, it's just like an engine that is giving more poison on you, and then more poison on you. You know, like when you do something poison you, then you do poison yourself more, and also gain a little bit of regeneration. So looks like weird, but you will get an idea why this is a reasonable good card as soon as we are going through the other half of the cards that are getting released. So, second card. This is like I have like honestly not a full idea how strong this card is. It's probably more like card that is outside of the self-poison archetype. Nevertheless, I think you can go crazy in the late game with this, and then this is actually, you know, pumping really hard. But it's more like a late game item that you need to set up. I do expect though seeing like some YouTube videos and people pumping this crazy, right? So it's like an item, 7 seconds, medium item. You get like 2 regeneration for the fight. And now there's like a new mechanic in there though. When you visit a merchant, permanently destroy the weapon to the left of this to increase this item's regeneration by its value. So basically, you can like put gold by destroying weapons into this peace rod, and then get more regeneration out of it. So this is probably slowly scaling, kinda, up until you go to the late game and you have like really like expensive weapons. But let's assume you high roll like a large weapon, enchanted weapon, large weapon, for example, from the dig site. Then you can instantly get like 24 or 48 regeneration on this, and that is a number, right? So while I don't think this is like really completely crazy early because you have to like forgo on a lot of value, and gold is a scar resource. This is like over time still like giving you a huge amount of regeneration. Yeah, anyway, this is like probably the least exciting items for me from the whole expansion. But it's still like a worthwhile item. Let's go further. We're gonna go to the juicy stuff. This is a juicy item. I can tell you this is one of the best items I feel like from the expansion. So we have this adrenal converter. Every 6 seconds, you're poisoning both players, which means you're poisoning your opponent and yourself. Now look at the passive. When you poison yourself, gain 10 regeneration for the fight and haste 1 item for 2 seconds. So you remember this item here when it says poison yourself, and when you use an item, poison yourself, and poison yourself quite a bit? Well, now each time you poison yourself, each of those times, you're getting 10 regen. That is more than you poison yourself for. So be clear, right? Like this number here is probably bigger than the number of the poison you do on yourself. So while you poison yourself, what you actually do is you gain more regeneration than you poison yourself. Often you're poisoning your opponent at the same time. Like the most of the items are like a lot of items are symmetrical. You poison you and your opponent. That's like happening also quite a bit on other items, you will see. And then what you do is like you get a lot of regeneration. So this item is in the end giving you a really big bunch of regeneration. And this number here, as far as I know, is also going up with the rarity. So I mean, we like don't know what the final version may or may not be, but assume maybe this number may be like 15 regeneration on gold, or like more regeneration on gold. So this number is also going up. And then if you have more of these item types, assume that is the full expansion. All of those items in this expansion are doing this. We are getting a lot of regeneration. And while that already would be like pretty good, getting like a lot of haste out and you're poisoning yourself quite a bit seems pretty good. So I think this is like an S tier item on the Mac expansion, and looks like a fun build coming in there. I want to catch up, and then I think I'm gonna go further. You know what changes at higher tier? Not fully, but if I remember correctly, at least this number here is going up. But also there are still like potential changes. Like I know, like for example, that one item that Retromation got has already been changed and was announced to be changed, and there are not like fully final numbers on an item that is like really strong. So yeah, anyway, this is like a super good item. This is a fun item. This is like a big support item for the self-poison archetype, because while you self-poison yourself and poison your opponent, you need something to get a little bit more survivability. Otherwise, you're not doing enough, right? Like if you just would poison your opponent and yourself, and it's like always sort of equalish, you just getting raced down. So this is one of the items that give you like a lot of support there on the self-poison build, and yeah, it's a good item. So oops, let me see the next item. Oh, venomous dose. Got like a 4 second cooldown. I think I have seen also lower cooldowns, but it's now 4 second. And it says poison both players by uh, two poison, and then gain regeneration for the fight equal to this item's poison. So this is basically fully going into this archetype, right? We have seen this earlier here on the adrenal converter, as well as on the rapid injection system. So we just get a small item that is like halfway decently triggering fast. It's like still 4 seconds is a fast time. and then you're poisoning yourself, you're poisoning your opponent, and while you do this, you get equal regeneration, which means you're having not getting like effectively poison ticks on yourself here, because it's like equaling itself out. Um, but your opponent is getting poisoned, and then you're also triggering a lot of stuff that has something if you poison, or if you poison your opponent, or if you poison yourself, and so on. So I think this is like supporting the system. You can see this is also starting really early at bronze. Um, so pretty good item, fits the theme. Um, looks fun. Um, gonna enjoy that item. Um, it's like it's not powerful on its own, but it's like a really good item. Like, I mean, sure, it's solid on its own, but you're not winning on this item like fights, right? Like, let's be honest here. It's just like it fits though pretty good, and then if you look at the other items, this becomes like a really good item. So last item I have to reveal. It's the Wild Quillback, and it fits the theme. It's a passive item, and then it says when the player uses a weapon, poison that player. So any weapon can poison yourself. Like if you want to poison yourself and you have a weapon that is triggering decently fast, you you can poison yourself, but you can also make that your opponent is poisoning itself. So see, there is a lot of poisoning coming out. And then on the other hand, and this is also equally, right? Both of these effects are equally. When a player uses a non-weapon item, that player gains regeneration. So either yourself or your opponent can get like regeneration when he uses a non-weapon item. I feel like this item is like interesting. It's fitting the theme. But it's while it's like really strong in this archetype, I feel like it has like a little bit of the downside that it is a passive item. And you know, passive items always have like this downside of they're not doing actively something, then you have less targets to freeze and slow. So it has like small downsides on that side. Um, Also, this one is on its own, a fully equal item, right? It's like when a player does, right? So here you can see it's like not like per se giving anyone anything upfront. So you need other items, or you need to at least have the idea what like sort of build your opponent is to get an edge. So it's not like really good standalone. Whereas like for example, this item here, I think this is like, see, I would pick this on day one any day and be like happy about my life, right? Whereas let's assume I get this on day one, I'm not like particularly thinking, oh well, this is gonna win me my day one fight, right? Um, Assuming we have like a rather slowish day one fight. So nevertheless, it fits the theme. So let's like make a little bit of a summary here about what we have seen, and I think this type of archetype is what you can also expect getting released by Retromation, like the other half. Um, a little bit of payoff and weapon stuff maybe, but archetype is the same. And I feel like this looks fun. Okay, this looks fun because it's like not for me. It's not the spying and selling stuff. It's just like comboing stuff with each other and thinking about what you're getting away with. And you have to be careful here because you can easily kill yourself a little bit too fast if you have either like an opponent that has a lot more health or is like racing you down, and you're helping him racing you down by self poisoning yourself, right? Um, that is obviously, you know, interesting. It feels like really flashy and combo-y, mainly because of this item, because you're hasting quite a bit, and I do like this flashy combo-y thing, where, you know, like everything is gonna haste on your board and triggering fast. So it's like a careful thing. It's a fun thing. I think it's a new archetype to the game. We have not had this very specific archetype in the game, and yeah, um, that is what to share there. Um, I will upload this probably just to my Discord, and then you can use it to put into Google Docs and on Reddit. Um, I think, yeah, it looks like a decent fun. I I think it's not necessarily way too strong. Like the stuff is good, but it is not necessarily way too strong. Um, so I think balance wise, it's um, all fine. I think the item that is the most scary is this one here, because the regeneration numbers. I mean, get an idea here, right? There's a lot of self poison really easily achievable already, only with the first half of items you have seen. And assuming that motto is going forward, um, this number can go like really high on the regeneration. So I think that is like the craziest part there. Um, you have a little bit of synergies with other items, Sun Spear, Poppy Field, if you're poisoning your opponent a lot, as well as Staff of Moose or other items, because you can like scale poison or regeneration on the opponent, and then you get like other upsides. Um, though it's also like really strong on its own, the whole archetype of items you get new. Um, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it feels fun to play. Um, and let me check a little bit what other people say here. Wonder will Spider Maze proc twice with these? I think so, right? It's like the same as Nitro. If you're procking twice on yourself and your opponent, it's like 2 charges. Um, so yeah, we're having fun. I will upload those items now to the um general chat, and then it's free to use those. Um, so it looks like a really good Mac expansion there. Let me make sure I didn't screw anything up here. Nope, looks fine. And yeah, alrighty. Um, I think these items look a little bit, I think, more fresh, more new, more exciting to play. If I would compare these to the Pygmalion items, I mean, you have seen half of those already. Um, but I do think on the consistency side, the Pygmalion items may even be, I mean, not necessarily stronger on their own, but helping you to win a little bit more mid game on Pygmalion, giving you another like help support for the mid game, where Pygmalion is, I think, at the moment struggling the most. Whereas this archetype, even though it feels like a lot more fun and new, and I want to play that a lot more than Pygmalion, it evolves around specific items, right? Like like a lot of items that you are using on Pygmalion at the moment are not necessarily fully supporting this archetype, right? Um, so and since this is a very, like, let's say, halfway unique archetype you're looking here, um, you need very specific items to get the full potential at least out of it. I'm not saying you're not getting any value out of these items if you just have like a few of those, but obviously you get a lot more value out of, for example, this item, the more you're poisoning yourself, right? So the upside of this item is getting stronger and stronger the more items you have. On the other hand, Mac has not have had an expansion yet, so it's still like a little bit smaller item pool in general, and it's achievable. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Looks like a really fun expansion, um, and a pretty good one. Um, can you show the first one again? Yeah, I mean they're now fully on the Discord, and you can obviously completely use them. Um, to put them on Reddit and share them with others. I will enable the VOD after the stream. I cannot enable the VOD right now, so you have to wait a little bit before the VOD is enabled. But and you can obviously also share the VOD if you want to. Alrighty. Those are the items. Feel free to share them with the community. I feel like, as said from David, the Mac items look more interesting than the Pygmalion items, but don't get fooled. Those Pygmalion items, they are strong. I can tell you, they are strong. I think, like you can imagine, drums is an item. You have like a lot of support there with drums for the new items, and Pygmalion is just like, it's just like not like exciting new, but it's by no means weak. I released them on my Discord. So in the general chat, I put all the pictures I got from Tempo. And Firewings, thank you so much for the 5 months of support. Thank you so much. Very happy to have you here. Thank you so much. Welcome, sir. So in my general chat they are, and I would assume someone is making like either a Google document or a Reddit post with the new items. Okay. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the preview here. I hope you're hyped about the cards, and if there are like, you think there are questions that I maybe can answer and I should be allowed to answer, feel free to shoot away. Back to this game. Economy is settled, build is solid, we are cruising right. Let's look for metronomes. Ooh, that's a good item for sure. We should have sold this. We should have sold this. And then we leave. And can you spoil the mountain pass event? I don't know. I mean, I already said that there may be changes, but that is like something that is public knowledge, right? So public knowledge, Reynard talked about that they want to make it riskier on the mountain pass, right? I think that was I vividly remember that in a video. So that may come now that the mountain pass becomes riskier. Still think the Black Spider is not good, but we're gonna roll here for metronomes and for upgrades. So how do we want to do this? Maybe like this for now. It's not pretty, but it's like doing its job. Camera is an absolutely great item to hold on for the future, and then we are taking a risk here. The chest from ranked rewards granted when the update drops. I don't understand fully the question, Martinez, but the new chests will have like new items, but the old items will stay. Like, you get new chests, but they are new chests that have not old items. Oh, like, no, no. I don't understand the question. Like, honestly, I don't fully know what the question was. Like, you get new chests with new items. Rank chest rewards haven't been received. Okay, I didn't know. I think like poison is not really good. I prefer an artist and try to get the shield and heal as explained earlier. Oh, shield is perfect. I think I'm not needing a relax here. I feel like strong. I want to go and try to get like extra rocket boots. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that we didn't get the chest there. Like I didn't like it sounds like a little bit, snobbish, but I didn't pay attention. Let's put the upgrade hammer on the GPU here. Let's sell this. And there is a world where we can go like this. I think that makes more sense. It's more flashy. Honestly, this makes me happier. I know that I'm not scaling my rocket launcher, but I don't think it's needed to scale the rocket launcher. This way I get more haste on the board, more charges on the core, and all I care about is having the core numbers go up. Like the rocket launcher is just moral support at this point. It's too slow anyway, even if it has like bigger numbers in most cases. In patch talks, do you know stuff that is gonna be changed or just speculate? I mean, I have a very good speculation. I never know what Tempo is doing, right? And they may change stuff or not and do this spontaneously. I'm not part of the company, so in the end, I don't know anything, right? Um, I just like yeah. On the other hand, though, I have a working staging server access again, which means uh that helps me quite a bit of having a good idea what the upcoming changes are. I'm not obviously telling stuff that I'm like not fully, you know, is mine to share. So I'm like obviously careful there. Um and those changes that I see may not come in the game at all or later. So I need to be careful there. Um but in general, I can therefore make pretty good guesses. Diamond fangs are amazing. Question is, do I have 20G here around? 6, 8, 15. I would need to find 4 more, like or yeah, 5 more even. Thing is, it's only like really good if I go to diamond, and here the thing is, um, here it is like so let's talk about this. So Diamond Fangs is, I think, like a skill that is often baiting players because it's like super powerful if you make it work, but it's a skill that is only useful past day 10 when you can expect to have diamond small items. And even then, you have to force it a little bit. Um, but that's doable, right? Like you can use your like level 13 upgrade, for example, on a small item instead of a core. Um, But the thing is, I expect here this run to end anyway, probably faster. And I would have picked it up for the potential future upside, but I don't have the money, so I just take the rust. I'm happy about my life and go with this. Hello, Kurt. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, and happy to have you here. Hello, Retromation. Good morning, and yeah, welcome, welcome. Happy to have you here. I already did like half an hour ago the my release of the cards. I will later send you the VODs. And yeah, I gave away that you have the other half of Mac items. I feel like letting off steam is good if I ever want to get rid of the GPU and I'm not like really into the GPU that much. On the other hand, if I reroll and I get an upgrade on the core or I get a freeze skill, I'm happy. So let's go with I want to be happier. This is also pretty good, but I don't have a Firefly, so then it becomes like a lot weaker. So I take the guaranteed core upgrade here, since I don't know when I will see a Firefly. How do I feel about 3 burn here? What 3 burn is 3 burn, and it's a 30 shield as well, and let's just not be greedy. I would say that it was an amazing skill to get. I mean, we can use this now. Never using this, nor this. Being a little bit up. And let's go. I'll be right back. I just have to get my bottle of water. Righty, I'm back. I think we're outscaling this one, right? So I think this is a game that shows a little bit the strength of valuing the first of all the core enchant as mentioned earlier, as well as valuing shield and burn, because I don't know if I would have survived here. Like I feel like I wouldn't have had enough time to win this fight, for example, if this was not a shield or heal enchant. But as long as this is a shield or heal enchant, we are winning this one because it buys us enough time to scale and outscale our opponent. Otherwise, we would have lost this. Um, so that's the reason about my rambling earlier about what to enchant and why this is so strong. I think chocolate is doing a lot, so we're gonna go to Quixel, trying to find like Firefly, coolant, and fiber optics primarily here. And other than that, just like tempo kinging around, trying to get the most XP and health possible. How do we feel about Nitro? I feel like it's bait, so I'm gonna skip it. I've not been the biggest fan of Nitro. Same as Beta Ray, right? Using the core here and there. I have a second Ray, but nah. I don't need weapons. I think I'm not gumball rich here. Okay, let's go like this. I feel like I'm not as scared here of burn. I'm more scared about very crazy fast scaling poppy fields and poison. But I think we should raise poison. Yeah, I think we should raise this. Was closer than expected. Um, where's the Philosopher's Stone? Here they are, huh? Those ones. They came actually in clutch. And then he had like emergency drought. So yeah. I just saw the offensive numbers here and be like, okay, that's a walk in the park, and then I did not see the defense line. It was like a lot closer than I would have liked to see. I wish you good vacation in the upcoming week then, Reformation. Uh, yeah. How long will you be on vacation? You don't need to up the core anymore. Don't think upping any items on the board is that powerful. So I'd rather go with a skill here. I think I don't have enough freezes to justify Shatter. I don't even have a coolant here. So I might go with a quick freeze and say, well, that's a long time of freeze. Up until the new patch. Okay, so that was like kind of hinting my question, whether you will be ready for the new patch or not. So happy that you're just like, I mean, I don't know, happy, but very happy that you're around when the new patch hits. I would assume we are really strong against the Enforcer here, so let's go there. And also we would like to get this skill. Life is good and life is easy. So we're getting our Cryo Mastery. I'm at Icicle though. Pretty good, pretty good. Don't mind me. Don't want to go for Cav or want to look at a random other diamond item than a Ectoplasm. That's the reason it's around on the stash. But like Cav has sometimes good stuff. So let's go with the good stuff. Let's look for holsters. Yeah, let's look for holsters. That's not holsters. I mean, sometimes if we're not winning here, we have at least some sort of extra health and regeneration from the island. So we're playing against a mech. Don't want to run an diamond icicle over something. I mean, no, not really. I can't afford that necessarily. If that's like a racy opponent, like uh, scaling and not a race thing, I will lose the scale. See, like here, the icicle would have been something of a low roll because this is like more about like mid-range scaly stuff. And now, like if I run the icicle, I may like pop off a little bit, delay his pop off a little bit. But if I'm not winning there, I scale a lot less, like a lot less, and that may lose me fight. I don't think we would have lost this fight no matter what. But anyway, it was a not really scaling opponent, and we again decided to go with a shield here, or like had the luck to get the shield, however you want to call it. You can see though, if this was not a heal or shield, again, we would have may have lost. I mean, if this is shiny, we may have been able to raise our opponent down anyway. But like assuming this would have been like haste or something, right? Um, we would have probably lost because he had like a lot more damage than our health in total here. There's a question: is it better to have like haste on the friend, um, than having it around here somewhere else? And I think I want to have like a guaranteed haste uptime, 100% haste uptime on the core. And unfortunately, that means I would have to haste my GPU here in the first place. Because like there is no smart targeting. It's all like super weird on what gets haste these days. And I want to have the guaranteed haste here. I think that is the most important there. And yes, I know I get like more haste procs and a little bit more like haste overall maybe if I haste the Aiden here. Um, but I take this very small, like less overall haste situation, or like less haste procs, um, and then they'll guarantee the full haste uptime on the core because the core is the thing that is doing the hard work. The rest is just like there for moral support. Did you see they confirmed season 3 as Dooley and another Mac pack? Yeah, I saw that on the Discord. Um, we will. I'm like looking forward to that. Um, I hope Dooley gets juicy stuff and it's not getting over nerfed early. It's always raw stats, and these are not raw stats. And it's a questionable thing here. Like, so my intuition is like I want to be greedy. I want to take a skill, but I need to find weapons. And there are worlds, if I don't go there for middle, that I will never see my weapons. Like, sure, there's sometimes an Isla, but sometimes there's like a Kina and an Andy. And if there is a Kina and an Andy, there are not many weapons at Andy, and there are no weapons at Kina. And then I'll never see my weapons. But another skill is another skill. And I'm a skill enjoyer. So I don't know. Probably I take the greedy line. I should have maybe thought about this more. Because now I can't beat the Viper, right? Like, to be fair, like middle is man. Middle is middle, right? Sometimes you get the good stuff, but often you get the bad stuff. And even like a good blast doors that is like a consider worthy item is not beating the Viper anyway. So it would have been like rocket launcher and drill particularly or specifically. That would have been good there on middle. And then that's all. Maybe you consider like a what is it called? Pulse rifle. The thing with a pulse rifle is I hate to pick it up. And the reason is you are very fast, even early on, have multiple friends because friends are like the small friends are rather good. And um, then it's just like wasted money. Or you cannot run the friends and you're sad. I don't know. So there's a Kina I was afraid of. I'm taking my focal hold here and hope the next one is not Courier. It's a JJ. I think it's a fair compromise. These are not items. I'm not picking them up. Well, there is me having strength and no weapons though, huh? It is what it is. We are able to outheal this, but we may be able, and then he's out of ammo. Yeah, we are winning this. Those numbers are not big enough, sir. Okay, I mean, how do we feel about a B1, B2? If I had like a little bit of weapons, I would go there. But I mean, I don't know. If the JJ in the end just gives me upgrade on the Aiden, I would have been happy. I think like one thing I have been thinking about lately is I have been undervaluing B1, B2 because if the shop just give me like an upgrade on an Aiden here, I would have been like, yeah, that sounds pretty good, right? So I should value that higher. On the other hand, now we're still without weapons. Summary of items should be good enough. It's close though. It's like literally kind of close-ish. Should though scale a little bit of burn as well as poison on him, so we should be fine. I had a few rogue scrapper losses lately, um, partly because I've been like uncareful. No, no, not yeah, not careful. I've been like lazy and just like been clicking buttons. So I'm a little bit paranoid again against the rogue scrapper here. Let's look at Andy. Ooh, an Uzi. Let's go. I spotted my ignition core, so life is good and life is easy. Probably something like this. Let's put the 6 damage here on. It's fine. Happy to go. Pick is down 1 pack currently, right? I mean, Dooley. Oh, wait. So Mac has no pack, and Vanessa has 2, and Dooley has 1, right? So Pygmalion and Dooley have 1 expansion at the moment, and Mac has 0. And now we're giving Mac and Pygmalion 1, and then Dooley is down 1. If that is your question, Beer Religious. Man, Bear. Let's call you Bear. I always struggle there with your name a little bit. Sorry for that. And let's go shopping. I don't like these items. Ooh, I do think it's not too late for a rocket launcher. Let's be honest here. I do like his skill. Yeah, we have enough burn. Want to sell stuff? Probably a macro Dave. It's already non-synergetic with only so many small items and 2 medium-sized items. Go with a B1, B2. I don't have much money anyway. So is it 2 burn on the Firefly? Is it 2 ammo on the Uzi? Or is it the rocket launcher? I think like the most tempo is the rocket launcher, and then it's also the most value. And I will see the small items anyway. I'm holding on to one chocolate for the mandala, and then we're good to go. Close one in the end. Like my opponent got more burn on me than I got on him. So it's a scary fight. On a good position though. So here is like the situation. So let's very smallly talk about this. So middle does not have like many good items. Like it's not a good shop. As soon as you have like your rocket launcher, sure there may be a drill, but the pool on middle is so big, so you're never expecting to find the drill there. It's not like I need the drill necessarily. And yeah, here now like getting early like access to a gold item is at worst for gold and at best it's something valuable. I still think we're just like repeating now, going for another bunch of chocolate. And you can see here the 4 gold helped us to get another chunk of gold chocolate here. Um, yeah, let's take out the virus. What about a free burn item instead of a mandala? I mean, that free burn item is probably 1 or 2 gold. Um, Maybe a bronze like bomb squad. So while it says burn and I do have burn and I do want to have burn, it's like it's not like the same high roll potential as like a gold item, right? Like a gold item can be a little bit more there, kinda, on the high roll. And I think like you want to play high rolly on Dooley, unfortunately. Consistent lines are they're not good enough, unfortunately. So I can get like 5, 6 gold if I go to Barcoon. Sure. I don't want to roll here, but I got like a little bit of gold for selling stuff. I still hold on to the one chocolate again, taking a risk here. It's also the last chocolate bar to consider. Fair enough, fair enough. It's minus like 30, right? Minus 30 health. So that's like a big. It's still like a noteworthy number at that point in the game, I think. I agree on that. But so let's talk about this, okay? On the right side, get a random burn item, and the middle says minus 30 health, but get a random gold item. Would you take a random gold item and minus 30 health over a random burn item? I mean, don't want to like I would do this. I did it and I would do it again. I think it sounds a little bit better to me. You can see like our health difference is meaningful here, I would say. We have 250 more health here. I think that's like, especially if the fights are close. Yeah. See, my opponent would have killed me. If I had the same health total here than my opponent, we would have probably lost this one. So gold chocolate for the save here. Talk is amazing, definitely to go. Nothing. 5 gold for Kina. I think we have enough gold here, so I can go shopping. Try to improve it a little bit my board. Still a bunch of stuff. Ooh, coolant. Hell yeah. Count me intrigued. We have been winning on stream so far, right? Like my games have been like really, really good. Like as if Brain had activated my streamer client. One random gold item versus 1 XP for the future. I mean, it will bite me if I ever need the XP, but sometimes that's a good note, and sometimes it's not. So I don't want to look for the drill here, or don't want to get like too burn on the Firefly. I think it's time to prioritize our search for the drill a little bit higher. I do think schematics are amazing. Hmm. Thoughts on battery on rocket launcher? I tend to not like playing rocket launcher without battery. I feel like it's not changing much. Like early on, I think the rocket launcher is pretty good, and then the rocket launcher becomes like way too slow. Battery will fix it a little bit, but then you're using like 3 spots for the situation. So then it's like still like the same issue as before, kinda. Oof, close fight. A lot of freezes on my rocket launcher here. So for all I care of the rocket launcher with or without the battery, it's more or less an item you use for the early game, and then you try to ditch it. Like I have like not a high quality of items at the moment. Like I have a bunch of stuff, but let's be honest here. Like this is not a good item, particularly. And I want to get rid of the rocket launcher, but at the moment the core is not gold, and I don't have like good enough substitute for the rocket launcher. So for now we're sticking with it. But I really hope to get rid of it soonish. We have access to a very early pyrocarbon, and we do have nitro, which is not happening that often. I don't think the nitro is that good anymore. Um, Here I think it's actually it's reasonable. Goodbye. And I don't have the money to roll. We'll definitely go to Andy. We will find a little bit of more gold if needed. Nope, you are not getting upgraded. You're getting sold. Alrighty, those are things. So this is like making me really sad, right? But I have -4 gold in the bank account here. Because obviously we're gonna get the diamond coolant here. So I want to weaken myself a little bit, and then on the other hand get an Uzi upgrade. Sure, we will find another small item. Want the Uzi upgrade as well. Now we have our golden core here. Going for the strongest fight per usual. XP is still like important. Have for the second half of the stream already a bit of different music. I've been listening a little bit lately more to the sort of like metal stuff, but I think we are going with the usual trance music. Can you link your Discord, please? Sure, sure. Like medium items too much here. I can't like really afford a drill, so I take the extra burn and call it a day. Well, we are probably running maybe like one less item, though I'm gonna buy the Fang here. So just I have a full board. Hatch on a little bit of extra slow. I do think I want to do this. Like, it's so amazing if I have like a slow enchanted metro and get extra slow on it. I think it's worthwhile to put a little bit of gold away and ignore a note in the future. Thoughts on the null drill situation currently? How necessary is drill for procs, or can you do without it? I think it's a situational question. I think the general answer for that is the following. I think the drill is only really good in the late game when you have like your chance and like a perfect setup for the drill, like metronome, fiber optics, and the full stuff. Okay, and then drill is, I would say, giving you a lot. Whereas now, with or without a drill, my board is probably rather similarly strong. The issue is the following, though. You're not expecting to win anytime soon or anymore in that area of days, right? You cheese out one more win because you have a drill versus you don't have the drill, but you're not winning more than the one game difference. Most of the time you just lose there no matter what, right? There are a few of bees and then you're dead and whatever, right? You have a drill, you kill yourself faster, you don't have a drill, you still die, so it's whatever, right? I mean, it's like sounding like a little bit more absolute than it has to be, but in the end, this is like the realistic point of view there. So I'm not like scared because I'm not like it shifted for from like this mindset of I can get 10 wins to, well, you know, there are like nothing I can do. Like I'm not feeling like in the moment is this game gives us as much agency as it has done in previous patches and iterations. Not all of them have been that, but some. And here is like, I don't care about the drill. It's not winning me too many games. It's not like a key item anymore. How do I feel about invigorating cold? I mean, haste is kind of solved. Starting like having this as a rigged, we would have to have like either an icicle or like a lot of other skills, including a monster skill that's like sort of rust or something. So we're not getting a lot of value out of it. I want to roll if I can, though. Speaking of that, I can't. Sorry. So yeah, we're not rolling. If I had money. Speaking of that situation, let's take a few freebies. Still like look for the drill, right? I mean, that's 160 HP I'm just like throwing away, but I think like looking for a drill is still fine. Obviously it isn't there. If I sell this, which I could do, right? I could roll. Would I find 8 gold? No. Would I find even more gold? No. So there is no incentive to roll there. If I go for Thug here, we are getting into hot territory to level today. And that means also we are in hot territory whether we're leveling tomorrow to level 10. So I might want to go with a safe bet on the treasure turtle here. Also, it's on average like a lot more gold um, because of the bags of jewels, like the jewels here. And we are struggling with gold this run. Let's take another potential fight. I mean, now in hindsight, obviously I would have loved to fight a Thug for the bonk, but I obviously didn't know that I will have like 2 fights in a row that help me stabilize on the economy, as well as making sure we're leveling in time. Hedge my bets on a tool here, sure. Maybe sometimes it's a drill. And sometimes it's not a drill. Let's go shopping. We filled our bank account significantly enough here. It's good. Looks reasonable. Like a lot of log haste is coming our way here. So we're like procking really fast. Looks like a weak opponent, right? Like this is a freebie. Not gonna lie. Like he has half my health. He is only level 7. So somehow he lost a few PvE fights probably. Why is Fang better than Uzi? I'm a little bit scared that I need time to scale, right? And if we have like a slightly longer fight, we may run out of ammo. Since we are hasting, the time window that we have before we run out of ammo is quite fast, right? Like we are running out of ammo sortish like 10 seconds into the fight. So let's say 8 time 1.5. So this like maybe like 12 seconds. After 12 seconds, this is better. And before 12 seconds, this is better. I don't know. It's a close fight, close call. I have this unreasonable anxiety that I may run out of ammo and then falling off harder. But for early on, the Uzi is obviously a little bit better. It's just like a small difference, though, fortunately, which you know, I can go and don't have to go into my anxiety there. I can just like pass over that. I don't know if it's correct, honestly. You can look it for like this is like already like more like like it's a fast fight, but it's on the slower end of a fast fight, right? And here the Uzi would have had still 2 ammo. I don't know. Maybe correct, maybe not. I don't know. Shield is amazing. It's like an insta pick for my core. Diamond items, let's go. We saved a little bit of money. We are on the wrong core for taking a flamethrower. I think it's a weaponized core item. It's not an ignition core item. You're not scaling that thing fast enough or enough. I think chocolate has not a big impact. I don't think large items have any good items in the pool these days. I know weak point detector is kind of bad on Dooley, but surprisingly, it's good on Vanessa with slow builds with proboscis. 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 Yeah, yeah. I mean, you have also like a lot more activations on the slow on Vanessa, right? With like shot glasses. Hmm. That's a good item. Hello, Kenshin. Welcome, welcome, Kenshin. Yeah, we got like early random poison skills, but it's not a big deal that we don't have poison. Simon, either we get a core upgrade or something better. Oof, this is like amazing. That's a lot of scaling. If my opponent is burning, we're scaling crazy, and then we're scaling on the shielded bomb squad here. We're having like a good setup for it already, even without a metro. And as soon as we have a metro, it's even better. So this time I can buy the schematics and hold on to them, right? And also they're golden now, which means they're having like fiber optics in the pool. Call Bomb Squad one of the best. And it's only like really in specific use cases good, but at least it's like an item I consider buying on Dooley. Is regeneration better than shield at Fins? Yes, I do think so. Oof, I have no idea who wins this one here. Doesn't look good to me. Maybe? I get away, right? Okay, all good. So let's talk about that. So why is regeneration better than shield? I do think I have enough shield. And I have enough shield scaling. And while this is like minuscule because both don't do a lot, I do think the 5 region helps more against poison. And I think my bigger weakness here is if opponents like go through my shield and poison me, whereas like the other things don't do much. And yeah, it's also force of habit to be fair. I never considered it. But ooh, fiber optics. I don't think there is like yeah. Ooh, let's take the upgrade here. Um I think that is my reason. I think it's a valid reason though in hindsight. Let's see if we can level again. Yeah, we can. How do we make the fiber optics work here? Like this? Yeah. I rage quit the game. I mean, I have my frustrations sometimes at the moment, but I really I really hope for a higher priority on balancing in the future. I mean, they said that it has not necessarily the highest priority, and I agree, right? It's more about bringing us all the futures that are like sought after. So for that reason, I know it's fine, but I hope there is at some point just like a lot higher priority on balancing stuff. So you're just like making sure not too many items are fully dead, and you're making sure that like power outliers are first of all really power outliers, and then you just like touch them a little and make them a little bit weaker. Man, this is a hard question. I think I have like multiple good targets to upgrade. I have fiber optics, I have pyrocarbon, and I have the core. I think it's never the pyrocarbon, but it's one of these two. And since core upgrading is harder, I think I need to upgrade the core here. Um, Also, I don't like that often, like that much charge here. I just have a nitro on the left. It's not like a drill. I'm not want to buy another hedge for slow. I'm gonna roll though for haste. Fiber optics, see? I couldn't find the core, but I can find the fiber optics. So maybe, just maybe. How do we feel about putting out the Yellow Mantis and putting in an Uzi on the left? I mean, the Uzi is like still running out of ammo, but we are being so much faster on the charging here, right? It's like twice as fast. If you had a drill, I would always I would not charge the nitro nor the core. I would charge my coolant here. It's about trying to prevent them killing like, you know, getting that done. Though this is a probably L, if I had to guess. I don't know. Maybe not. Alright, who's not an L? We somehow got away. I don't know how we managed to outburn him, but something happened. Okay, it's a perfect run. Well, third 10 winner in a row. Hell yeah. I want to check very slowly on very shortly on the site when the games on the Blast tournament is planned. I wanna watch that. So I want 2 more hours. Alrighty, let's go. It's always the stat line. I cannot get a rocket launcher there. That's 10 crit for my rocket launcher. What happened? We won. That happened. We won the matchup that I think we're unfavored in. Why is Pyro MVP in that final battle? I mean, maybe. I think it was the coolant that was the MVP there, to be fair, and the fiber optics. And it was the reason that my opponent did not have a lot of burn themselves, comparably speaking. We're sitting there for 4 or 5 seconds without doing anything, got away. If I don't find a rocket launcher, and though think we should go here, I can buy and I can roll, and I'm happy if there is a rocket launcher. Ah, the lizard again. So there is a reason to consider this lizard, right? But then also screw the lizard. Oh, never punished. We are rolling for a small friend though. Preferably Aiden or Firefly. Alright, always punished. Oh no. I think we're winning most fights here. Like that's an 8 burn lighter. A little bit support. But I don't know. We'll see. Righty. Nice. Also, there was a big crit from our artillery spotter. The drill went like crazy there for us. We need to buy a friend here. I need to take the guaranteed XP here. I cannot risk to miss. There you are, my good old friend. I've missed you. The one thing about this patch, okay, as a dually enjoyer, um, I have been loving my ignition core since forever, right? Like it's not like only now love. It has been always my like identity and trademark. This ignition core, and even in the long December patch, or especially in the long December patch, and now I can like always get my most beloved ignition core, and like not always, but like 5 out of 6 times. And that makes me really happy, obviously. You can break with gold skills. Yes, you can. You can break really hard on gold skills. Um, I do think it's worth the risk though, because it still averages you, in my opinion, a lot more 10 win runs. And even if you're breaking, you're not like breaking that hard, because you always get like something a little bit of extra boost than in the late game by having like a lot more crit or whatever, right? Um, so it's not the absolute end of the world, but the main priority or the main reason you take gold skills is obviously the imminent strength. And I mean, 20 crit or 12 crit or whatever is not like the same as 9 or 6 or whatever burn. So, or like 40 damage on a rocket launcher or pulse rifle, but it is what it is. I would like to live in a world where we have like a little bit of different matter, like sure, but it's not up to me, unfortunately. So do I accept 10 less damage or want to roll? I think I want to roll. It's a 4 crit on everything. Alrighty. Looks so fine. We're getting away here so far. Feel like quite significantly strong. It's a lot of burn in my direction here, sir. What you doing? 4% critter. Not that it mattered, but at least a juicy crit there. Mod shock, mod shock. I have only 4 gold. Maybe I have more though if I would really need to. Like one small item. Let's take a freebie. Alrighty, let's say we're getting 150 more shield health in. We're 700 and then yeah, we're fine. So we're selling this. Is that enough? Will be like super close of a fight, right? Yeah, we have enough shielding and heal though. It will be like maybe I'm like underestimating my strength, but I think it's 100 health left here. Okay, we were stronger than I expected. Is Dooley still catch the bugs to win? No. Dooley is take the ignition core, take a gold skill, and tempo king to win. And then you lose at some point. I'm bad at time. In how long hours or whatever is the real schedule for? It was an hour and a half ago. The VOD will only be live after the stream ended. I cannot release it now, but the cards are either on my Discord, um, or probably have been already shared somewhere else. And hello, Kistra, welcome, welcome. I will answer in a second. Let's look for the high roll. I mean, on day 4, I don't like Cav. I don't want to roll further. I just look at 3 items and leave. So is Dooley a 7-win concede hero now? So I know that some people are doing this. I love it. I know that some people are doing this, but I'm not doing that. Like I have like my rage concedes when I feel like it's hopeless. They may even without like only 2 wins. Like I have runs where I have 2 wins and I know this run is so doomed. I just go. I just end the run there. Because it's like so doomed these days on Dooley. On the other side though, I'm not conceding over 7 wins. I do think I still get like a lot of 10 wins. It just like, you have to be at the grace of the game, and you cannot like say, well, I played this good. It's just like you play your odds and then you get screwed over more often than not. But the last 3 runs on this stream today have been 10 wins. So, you still get them. It's just like not guaranteed at all. So chocolate or money and extra damage on the drill. And it's a chocolate angle. And for me, like, I just play Dooley because I enjoy the most. I can also play Dooley without much thinking these days. Um, and since I don't like expect to get 10 wins, it's like, I change my mindset, and then most of the time when I play Dooley off stream, or have been playing Dooley off stream particularly, I've just like jamming games left and right, and grind a little bit of gems and stuff, and then watch like my Counter-Strike tournaments on the side and be happy about life. Like it's just like something I like to do anyway when before I was a streamer. Just like jamming games while doing something else, because like just watching a Counter-Strike tournament is like not engaging enough. Um and just playing is also, not engaging enough. Wait. What did I sell here? Wait. I sold something I did not want to sell. There was something on my board that was not the chocolate. Oopsie. Sold green bug. Okay, I mean that bug is anyway something to sell at soonish. I sold the green bug. Okay, it was not a big issue. That's anyway something that is not made for the future. We also have not leveled, right? We're like super close. Like 1 XP, I would have to guess. No, 3. Okay, oh, a little bit more than I thought. I think we're winning this. I had to guess. Yeah. are not slowing at the moment. The chances that we're slowing is only there if we're having a slow enchant. I don't like that then to pick it up. I mean, man, I'm not picking those skills up. I think it's unfortunately unreasonable to expect that we're slowing. It's a too big of a hedge there. Reserve shield not worth 10G. I don't have a large item, nor do I plan on having a large item. And I'm also not having enough indications to assume that I will ever go for a force field. So no, it's not worth the money. I have a drill. It's kind of early. So I think we can justify Shatter here. Like I take like the first good skill I see these days. I'm not liking to get burned too much. And Shatter is an amazing skill. Sure, I don't have a coolant yet. So, um it's a little bit risky, but let's be optimistic that we'll see a coolant at some point. And then Shatter is amazing. Yeah, and it's already a silver strength, sure. But to be fair, I wouldn't pick a strength in this situation, right? The time where you're getting actually value out of strength, especially as a dually, has been long past. I'm not buying an isocoric freezer even with Shatter. It's not good enough. Be right back, just a second. Alrighty, I am back. Thank you guys for staying around. Guaranteed fight, sure. I'm intrigued. New items look interesting. I remember there was a few self-poison mag items pre-mag release. Looks like they are bringing that idea back. Um, yeah, I mean, that's like a theme of the expansion, and it's pretty good. It will be fun. Everything okay? Yeah, everything fine. I think chocolate is falling off. I don't really need any tools though, right? Like, sure, there could be a drill, but I want to take the 5 gold, honestly. So let's talk a little bit about Mr. Venom here and whether that is better than any item on the board. It means we're shaving off quite a bit on the drill. I think that's a good compromise. Is it time to place the lighter to the left of the core? I don't know. I think it's my joke on the right here. I mean, the lighter will be gone in the future, but at the moment, like my positioning here on the left is anyway kinda good, and this way I'm not losing too much effective cooldown on the ignition core, but I get a lot of extra burn on my opponent here. So I don't mind. And we're starting also at 4 seconds no matter what. So the starting time is also not affected by the lighter. I think if the starting time would be affected, it's also more of a reason to put the lighter on the left. Like if you have a lighter and an Uzi or something on the left, but since there is no lighter and an Uzi or like some breakpoints. So I don't think it's like 2 extra burn on the lighter from the upgrade here is that valuable. I rather like increase my odds on finding like coolants and fiber optics. How do we feel about the nitro? Don't think we want to have a nitro. We're easily killing a dragon. I'm not scared. I think we are bursty, quite bursty in comparison here. I mean, it's hard to quantify here, but I feel like my core is going off quite regularly, right? It's close to the drill and a lot more than my other items here. So that means my core is already at like, assuming like around 2.5 seconds. Let's make an educated guess, okay? So my educated guess, my core is going around 2.5 seconds. I think that is reasonable. Probably it's like more like 2 seconds here the more I think about it. So that's a pretty fast core, right? If I put the lighter on the left, this is like maybe 1.8 seconds. Fair enough, it's a little bit faster, sure, but that's very minor. Sure, my core would get the buff from the final flame, but no, it's like the difference here is not that big. But then if you look at the lighter here, that's like 100 burn, and otherwise it's 40 burn, so it's 60 more burn. I think, yeah, lighter on the right there makes a little bit sense at the moment. I don't like Obsidian at all, even though it's getting the same as heal and shield, and that number is big. I do think defensive is better than offensive, so let's try to get that. Well, that looks like heavy. There's my coolant. Welcome to the party, sir. Now this means we're definitely running a coolant. And the only question becomes who's out or what is out. It's always Simon again. It's always up the core. So I think there are two options, right? Option A is it's my Venom. That is like nice, right? Because it's extra like helping the drill, right? On the other hand, it's not doing that much. Alternatively, it's a lighter. I think the answer is probably the lighter, and then it's also right of core gaming here. And then it's always this. Is Firefly better after the core now with heavy core? Um, I don't think so. Because I still want to have like this setup here, these items. So I'm not willing to change the setup. Have you been playing dually off stream this patch? Yeah, I have just been more or less as per usual playing exclusively dually off stream. And I mean, he's like kind of the weakest. I do think so. Like I generally do think so. Um, but he's like still consistent, so that's on the upside for him, right? And the other thing is, um, I do like playing dually, right? And it comes easy. I'm like very, very familiar what to do, when to do, why to do. So I'm just jamming dually, even off stream. How can he be both weak and consistent? Well, that's an easy answer. You can be consistent at like it's achieving like let's say 7 wins, right? And that is like something you do even like if you not play perfectly or whatever pretty often. Um, I would say, you can like have 80-90% success rate at getting 7 wins. And for some people, that is also a win, right? Um, but what you're not really on average doing a lot, winning day 10 past day 10 fights, right? Like that's like that's not. And then you're weak. You're weak because you do not have anything in your item pool to like at least consistently, have like items that can compete with what other do. Like you're not winning against bees. You're not winning against the ice club. You're not winning against a femur. You're not like winning against a cat. That's you're not. You have already a hard time against like stronger one weapon builds. You're having like a really hard time against a bunch of weapon builds. Like any good build um is just like getting you, right? Like there's like in most cases nothing you can do. Sure, if you high roll or you have like weak opponents, you're getting your 10 wins. But past day 10, your win rate is going so much downhill, and I think more downhill than any other hero. I do think you have the least powered past day 10. And then I would say that is a weak hero because you should still like on average lose a few rounds somehow, somewhere, right? On day 1 to 3, I think a good Vanessa with weapons is better. So if someone is taking also gold skills and has strength or left hand, right hand on a weapon Vanessa, you are supposed to lose. You are losing. And then you're just the mid range king for all I care, and probably rather good and consistent there. But that is not strong. It's partly strong, but not really. It's consistent. It's not strong. Alrighty. I think that makes hopefully a little bit sense. Are we rich enough for gumballs here? We don't care about weapons, and I think we are rich enough. Like that health number, that money number there is high enough. Hmm. We won there, even though that is a very, very strong opponent. Also, Rust and Rigged. That is I want to change skill bars. Like I really want to have these skill bars, not this. When do you slot a bomb squad in? I don't know. At least at Diamond, I think he's pretty good. Before that, we will see. Probably not anymore. But I'll still like buy and upgrade it, because at Diamond I will probably try to fit it in. Alrighty, hard questions. Skill or upgrading my coolant here? I think I want to upgrade the coolant here. Best win con. It's like, not only like more damage scaling, but also more freeze on my opponent. And man, I do like freeze on my opponent. Guaranteed fight, count me intrigued. Alrighty. Let's see if we can win this. I don't go toy vendor. I think it's a horrible vendor. I think you prefer anything else, because want is not good enough and everything else is also not good enough. It's not a real good item. Like personally, at least, I think it's not it. More haste. 10 seconds of haste. I mean, 10 seconds of haste is good. We're not fully hasted yet. Alright. Hopefully last fight. Speaking of that, there will be quite a few more events and vendors coming with probably one of the upcoming patches, maybe next patch. Seems like he didn't find the femur, right? This is what he says. He says, I wanted to find my femur, and I didn't get my femur, and now I'm sad. And I play instead Obsidian Firefly. Alrighty, 4 out of 4, right? Hell yeah. We did fine, we did fine. We did definitely fine. But also I think we got really lucky on our starting skills. We got lucky on our opponents. We got decently lucky with our shops, having like at least decently good items. You can like break a lot harder on the shops as well. And then on top of that, we got like 4 out of 4 ignition cores. So, like that's also something where you can break, right? So on all the stuff that is potentially breakable, we did not break. I think the skills were also like not too bad, like starting skills, but also the skills we saw. So we had a good run here. Anyway, that's it for today already. I wanna enjoy my Mouse versus, I think, Falcons it is. Blast Premier Counter-Strike tournament here, or like Blast, whatever. So I'm gonna enjoy watching a little bit of Counter-Strike again. I have been enjoying that quite a bit. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Tempo, for giving me the opportunity to talk a little bit about the upcoming Mac cards. And thank you for the follows and support. I will be trying to stream a few more times before the patch hits, and then I will also try to stream a little bit more consistently after the patch. We will see. I will say I'm try to stream when I genuinely enjoy the game, I will try it, like, or I do stream then because I do like streaming. But I want to give like a certain standard of quality from the game and as the streaming. And if I feel like I'm too unhappy for whatever reason, I'm not streaming. I think that is the healthier long term approach there. So I'm not getting burned out or forcing myself to stuff I don't want to do, or feel like I'm like too salty and grieving too much because of X. I know I should not be grieving and being so salty um, in general as I was lately before I stopped streaming. So I try to improve there maybe a little bit. Um, but my life is going better, a lot better than the previous like months or something. In case you're wondering, I'm doing fine. I do enjoy everything. The summer is coming. Life is good. Um, I hope you're having a great time. I hope you enjoy the days, the summer, the spring. I hope you're doing fine. I hope you enjoy the game, maybe even a little bit more than me. And hopefully see you around next time. I wish you all the best, and let's hope for a great next patch. And bye bye. I mean, I could rate someone like I make a let's make a Rarish rate. I think it's his time of the day where he's streaming anyway. So I'll do a Rarish rate here. And yeah, all the best and much love.